Now that you are at the section for completing your simulation, it's very important that you follow the directions for each signature whistle. As usual, you're going to go ahead and click this link to get to your the Amplify page so that you can click on the orange number 1, which is the sound waves. When we get into the sound wave simulation, you want to go ahead and turn it to the custom sound mode in order to properly follow the directions. So each whistle will have its own set of directions, which is why it's important that you make sure you're reading each set of directions for each whistle. You have 3 whistles total. So I'm going to go ahead and test out the first one for you so you can see how it's done. When you get to this site, again, you want to go ahead and click on the orange number 1, sound waves. And then once it opens up, you want to come over to the 3 lines in the left-hand corner. Click on that, go to custom sound so that you can see your wave printout as well as the amplitude and wavelength. Now for this project, you actually need to keep amplitude in the medium. Do not change the amplitude. We're only going to change the wavelength because we are going to just affect the whistle sound. And when we think about whistle, we make the connection of pitch. So we want to play with the low pitch and the high pitch to create these 3 different dolphin sounds. So I'm going to come here for the different directions. So for the first signature whistle, which is the mother dolphin number 1, they're telling us that we're going to create the wavelength pattern of long, short, long. Now, based on what we've learned, I already know and remember that long means it's going to have a low pitch, short means it's going to have a high pitch sound, and long again means it's going to have a low pitch sound. So this mother dolphin is going to have a low pitched, high pitched, low pitched sound to her whistle. We're going to recreate this exact wave printout in our simulation by following these 3 directions right here. They're telling us that we need to move the wavelength slider to long and then press play. After we press play, and we need to do this all in the same time frame for the same printout, after we press play, we're going to go from long to short and right back to long so that we can see a very similar printout. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in my simulation. So we needed to automatically come to long, not at medium. Don't forget your amplitude stays at medium. My wavelength based on those directions told me to go to long, press play, see it moving on the wave printout. I'm going to go to short and right back to long. And notice that my wave printout does not look like the printout here. So what does that mean? I have to do it again. So know that you may have to do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and reset it. Reset my wave printout by pressing the little refresh button right here. Remember to bring my wavelength to long. And this time, what that means is I need to be a little quicker and bring him from long to short and back to long. So I'm going to try to be a little quicker this time. Going to short, bringing it back to long. All right. So when I compare my wave printout to this wave printout, what we really want to focus on is, do we see the longer lines here? Do we see the longer distance in our peaks here? And then does it go to short and then back to long distance? So I'm going to go ahead and look at mine again, and it does. I did do one a little earlier that probably looks a little better here. So I have my long distance between these peaks here. We go from long to short distance and right back to long distance in this wave printout. So if you want to do it again to try to get it exact, feel free to do it. This is your time to explore. After I complete that, in your exit ticket, you will have a question about it. How does the signature whistle sound? So after you complete every signature whistle, you're going to be asked a question about how it sounds. In order to properly answer that question, you need to remember what does this sound like when it's at long, when it's at short, and when it's at medium. You need to know what that pitch sounds like.